35.50. Short on buyer absorption, 250, 35.75. Scratched for a tick. Flipped long after they were being rewarded. This is just a Neanderthal fat finger, 35.75. I scratched for a tick, I hope. I just got out and flipped long and then closed it. So that's an auction there, and I'm trying to read it as absorption. Either way, it's going to explode. See the 414 and 201, 35.25. If we get below that on heavy selling, it looks like we're going back into the distribution. But before that happens, it might be optimal to run to 36.50 and get all the people who are positioned in out. I flip long here. They're weighing 69 at 35.75. Uh, bullish. I want to see what the tape said though. There's a 98 absorbed at 36 even. They come up, buyers hit again, and then sellers take it lower. Market makers. I try to get out there, but and then the Q pulls. They don't want to provide liquidity up there anymore. And the fact that they pull probably tells me there's sell pressure there. Was it the yeah 414 and 203? So there's a lot of liquidity there. It's probably gonna pop in a second because they pulled. 34 even, short on continuation, 150 timestamp, 50 sold. They rallied in the opposite direction. Three buyers step in. I lose for five ticks. Market makers pull three ticks. Pull 34 even, 25. This is just a short of VPOC on down ticking timestamp 224. I get up for another loss after they rallied against me. I don't think I need to keep timestamps because I have the data on my platform. I flip long on a continuation trade, kind of a hope and pray. The bid ask is sticking, that's why. 55, 56, tape is drawing up, they're being absorbed. They let 46 trade, there are no sellers. 61 now. 21, there's a 63 at 36.50 sell side. Okay, now there's absorption there, heavy. 101 absorbed, 36 even, it's time to get out, which I do. This is a good trade. Continuation, kind of a shoddy entry. 63 bids again at 36 on the bid. They move lower off of that, so they're weighing seller orders differently now. And then 40 trades, and we're not moving up, so the conditions have changed. I try to go for a fill. Somebody stuffs the Q on the ask, 79 and 52. I try to catch this short and I can't. So a lot of them were missed because of my buy limit, sell limit keybinds, which puts me a tick off to prevent me from getting hit by market order fees or like exit and entry efficiency. But I'd rather have that, especially because I'm losing. So there's really no point in getting into trades because I'm going to lose them. The bid ask is sitting there 34 even, uh, indicating strength, sell side. 79, 72 flows pretty equal, so it's an auction shifting lower. Tape dries up, two upticks off of 33.50 sold on the ask. We jump now. I went long there. I went short there. on continuation and I get caught offside because tape dried up there at 33.50 and I didn't want to let go of the trade. And I also stuck a limit there rather than hitting the bid ask, and that forced me to pay another tick as price rallied. So the Q is thick today. All in all, the conditions were better though. 34.25 sold. 113 absorbed 34.50. 34.25 sold. And then price tries to uptick and they slam it lower again. There's 80 on the ask. I got short 34.25 and they let it run. The Q pulls after the sell pressure they don't want to provide. I scratched for 2 ticks, 2 tick win. The auction's shifting lower now. Buyers are getting absorbed 56 at 34 even. I get short again, expecting continuation, but tape is drawing up. The bid ask is still sitting there. 41. They've let it trade. The Q pulls. I try to get out for 5 ticks. I'm short from 33.75. $60 bid, 35.25. That's what I followed. They absorbed it and immediately moved it lower on heavy selling at a 35 even. I try to get out, they don't let me. And then I try to chase a short and it moves off without me. $33 absorbed, 41 absorbed, 34.75 buy side. Only 5 trades, sell side. Sellers step in now, 34.50. There's good back taking, be good for a short here. 83 absorbed, buy side. And then sellers dump back to VPOC with the Q's help, and they immediately rally to the opposite direction afterwards. We're at the edge of the profile now. 40's absorbed, so it looks like they're getting ready for breakout. 47's absorbed, sell side. 35.75, 56 trades, 68, 78. Buyers are piling in here. The sell Q pulls at 36 even from 14 to 0. 66 trades, 101 trades. It looks like it's gonna run here. I'm looking for a failed iceberg. So there's absorption, and then buyers keep hitting, and that absorption turns into just a sort of runaway train, and everybody who got short moves up. But okay. See how there's 104, 36, 36.25, 66, and then on the ask 36, 26 traded, 5 traded. So there's nothing there. There was an absence of sellers, so there's nobody to trade against if we have a runaway iceberg type thing. I'm just not paying attention. So what's going to happen is price is going to move lower off the 104 and 66 traded at 36 even, especially at the edge of the profile. It's a standard reversion trade. I flip short here kind of like hoping and praying. Unless flow kicks in, but an auction shifted lower 35.75. I'm short there 35.75. There were two 70s at 35.75 buy and sell side after buyers got absorbed on the top and there were no sellers. So we're going to trade against those people in a minute. Whether the queue pulls or they want to provide liquidity to them, that depends. So we're three ticks lower now. They're weighing. They caught it at 35, and they're weighing buyers more heavily. I get out there. Sellers hit again. The tape capitulates in the form of a bid ask. The Q does, market makers. We're in no man's land. We came off 36 even. VPOC is at 34. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't continue to sell lower. They let 34.50 trade on 4 contracts. They absorbed 24 at 34.50, 34 now, buyers, 47 now, and move it lower on 9 traded. And we're back at VPOC. It was a slow move too, so I just need more patience. I can't keep pausing it though because I'm not going to get through it, but that's a really good example. 08, 08, 20, 8, 26, 26. Now the edge is kind of gone, or the opportunity is low because we're at volume point of control. We're at the center of the distribution. The sellers get absorbed 34 even, 68 sold. Buyers are stepping in now. 35 is a profile notch. I flip long 71. They caught it 34.75. Tape runs out. If I cleared the bid ask, I could pay attention to this, but they start moving it lower on light volume, and then 84 is rewarded, sell side 34, and then the Q pulls down to 35.25. They absorb 59. Buyers, the auction shifts lower because tape is equal there. I'm kind of jumping around trying to catch it. I flip short here. But the bid ask jumps. I get short 33.25. The bid ask jumps to 35.75 almost immediately. And then I try to close an Addis shows a retarded pop up. I'm sure you could trade this if you were better, but the trading in VPOC and getting chopped up is kind of par for the course. And the market makers don't want to provide liquidity up there anymore, so they jump. We're at 35 now. That notch part. Looks like buyer absorption because there's nothing on the sell side to trade against. There's nothing on the ask queue. That's what happens. 35 down to 12. They move it lower. Market makers on low tape, like a 9, a 7, a 12. So it was driven by them. I get long here, kind of lucky. Oh, I get short. Okay. I was going to say kind of lucky, but still weighing sells higher. 34.75. A lot of buyer absorption. Some heavy selling there. 34.50, 34.25. This just isn't a really good place to trade, and the bid ask is sitting lower, so they're rewarding it. I scratched for two ticks. I won that one, but it was really confusing, and there wasn't like a good reason for entry in my opinion. I get short here, 34.50, 12.07 on sell pressure. It works. We're pushing into a thin spot. I take a three tick profit, then 81 gets absorbed at 32.75 on the sell side. Now there's upticking from uh, buyers. Really light Q after absorption. We're almost at VPOC now. They get absorbed and then it gets sticky. And I try to get out for three ticks. I end up taking four ticks. I end up taking three ticks. Market makers pull and then buyers step in heavy over volume point of control. And then we're back at VPOC at 34 after them running up. So the best decision here, which is almost always the best decision, is just to sit on my hands. I think 1341. I'm at the point in the session where I realize that if I keep trading, I'm just gonna put a dent more than I already have in the equity curve. So I stop. There's something. See all that 126 and 152. That's a good trade. 33.75, 34. There's a flow discrepancy there of like 80 or something, 34 and 33.75, and that's one thing. But if we get lower than that, those people we're going to trade against them. Then the market begins to weigh four contracts traded on the sell side as a reason to move lower. They pull three ticks or two ticks from 32.75 and 32.50 down to 31.75, and then they repopulate down there and begin to absorb, and then a buyer steps in. So that was a, I don't know, 8 tick runner off of the people absorbed at volume point of control from aggressive selling, and then I flipped short and they immediately rallied in the opposite direction and try to get out. Buyers step in there. And then sellers hit lower at 32.50, kind of aggressively, 2-3 ticks of reasonable size. And the bid ask just kind of sits there. There's buyer absorption here, 94, and seller absorption. So they just form an auction. I get short, rightfully so, uh, after price moves lower. so we traded against those people, but there wasn't a lot of flow to go against. Price stopped at 30.75, which is a thin spot. Whether it moves lower or not, the initial move has already happened. It moved 4 ticks lower off of those people. Now buyers step in and they're being rewarded. There's heavy selling into the thin spot. It's rewarded. There are buyers to trade against as well, 82 and 54. And then a Q at 101, 31 pushes it lower. The question is are they going to spoof it? Now there's heavy selling and buying there. We move lower 2 ticks and price rallies up off of it, so I'm bullish. And the Q that they were initially rallying for up at 31, the sell spoof that may have pushed price lower, disappears. Buyers dry up there. 72 is absorbed. I catch a short, 31.50 on the thick part of the profile, but then I get out because buyers persist. I make a grave error at 32 even, and get short and rinsed by the jumping 6 ticks from aggressive buyers. And then I also don't pay attention. That's a liquidation event. 31.75. We're most likely going to move lower off of those people. 31.75 is where we got below, and that's exactly what happens. The Q pulls, and it was one, two. It was 6 ticks of tape. Below 35.75, it's another 5 ticks of tape before it reverses. I get short here. I'm out for break even though. $50 bid, 30.75. Short, 29.50. Oh, I went long. On upticking after sellers really got absorbed. But then it dries up at 30.50, and I try to get it for break even. And then somebody stuffs the Q and pulls it immediately. Now there's heavy sell pressure that's being rewarded and buyers to trade against.